There's a fighter out of Liverpool, England, who divides opinion like almost no one else in the UFC. Some call him overhyped. Some call him a star. But strip away the Scouse accent.
You blow up between fights?
I'd rather be fat and happy than ripped, and like these people who are ripped all year round aren't happy. I'm not arsed.
The bleached hair. The trash talk.
When I saw him last time, he got a hand sanitizer bottle bounced off his pod. Hand sanitizer, boy!
And the crowd noise.
Featherweight champion of the world! Unbelievable!
And what you find underneath is a fighter with a technical skill set that is genuinely difficult to prepare for. This is the real story of Paddy Pimblett, not the persona. The fighter.
This is tight, and the armbar is where it's going to be done. There it is. The king of the North is here.
Paddy was 15 years old when he watched Vitor Belfort knock out Rich Franklin at UFC 103. That single fight changed the direction of his life. He joined Next Generation MMA in Liverpool the following week. He would never look back. He went 9-0 as an amateur, capturing the AFC bantamweight title and defending it 3 times. By 2012, at just 17 years old, he turned professional.
Do you have a fight nickname?
But the road wasn't smooth. He won the Cage Warriors Featherweight Championship in 2016, fought in his home city of Liverpool, and defended it once. He moved up to lightweight, challenged for that belt too, and lost again. In a stretch between 2017 and 2020, he went 4-2, grinding through the regional circuit with no guarantee the UFC was ever going to come calling. Twice, he actually turned down UFC contract offers. Both times, he negotiated better terms and stayed at Cage Warriors. That stubbornness, that self-belief, it would become a defining trait. Eventually, the call came. And in September 2021, on his UFC debut, the world got its first real look at what Paddy Pimblett is actually made of. His first UFC fight told you almost everything you need to know about this fighter. And it wasn't the finish that said it. It was the moment before the finish. Vendramini landed a left hook and a 2-punch combination that exposed Pimblett's defensive holes and upright chin early in round 1.
The Vendramini corner.
Oh! Huge left for Vendramini!
He got rocked. He got bullied. A takedown attempt was stuffed.
I told you, man, tuck that chin. You gotta be careful when you get to the UFC.
For a moment, it looked like his UFC debut was about to become an embarrassment on the biggest stage of his career. He didn't panic. He stayed patient and waited. An overhand right shook Vendramini.
He's a fighter. Oh, look at that. Right.
A flying knee backed him up to the cage, and Pimblett followed with an unanswered flurry of 8 punches to finish the fight at 4:25 of the opening round.
From the ropes! The Paddy has died!
Legendary boxing trainer Teddy Atlas watched the footage and was stunned.
This Pimblett, his chin is extraordinary. I mean, it's granite.
He called Pimblett's chin extraordinary, describing it as granite, and noted that the shots he absorbed were the kind that usually drop fighters or knock them out. That was the first signal. Here is something that separates Paddy Pimblett from most fighters in the lightweight division. He holds a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and he earned it learning to fight from the bottom up. In his own words, Jiu-Jitsu was the first thing I fell in love with. I started when I was around 15, and I was only around 50 kilos. That early experience, being the smaller guy who had to survive, built a guard game that is legitimately dangerous. Most fighters fear being on their back. Paddy is comfortable there. He has said himself that the number of submissions available from the bottom position surprises a lot of people. He is one of those people who can prove it.
And the armbar as well is going to be done. There it is, it's done.
The best thing about Pimblett's grappling game is his back attacks. He is great at getting around his opponents to attack their neck, using pressure passing and body locks to climb their spine. Watch how he works from top position. He doesn't just sit in guard and throw punches. He disrupts base, breaks posture, forces reactions, and uses those reactions to climb higher.
This could be it. This is it.
When Pimblett gets people down, he is really good at breaking their base over and over again so they cannot stand up. And that wrist riding gives him the angle he needs to take their back. His submission chain is also deceptive. He doesn't commit to one thing and force it.
That's tight. He gets it. He gets the tap.
He flows, guillotine to triangle, triangle to armbar.
Got him now. This is tight. And the armbar as well is going to be done.
There it is, it's done.
Nothing demonstrated this better than what happened in Manchester in 2024. Paddy Pimblett's fight against Bobby Green was billed as his toughest UFC test yet, and Green was a dangerous veteran striker with fast feet and a wealth of experience. 32 professional wins, never submitted in the UFC. Pimblett used his kicking game to keep Green at range for the early minutes, maintaining distance and making Green work to close the gap. And when a frustrated Green finally did shoot for a takedown, Paddy was waiting. Green landed directly in a guillotine choke. Pimblett adjusted with remarkable sharpness and transitioned into a triangle choke. It was very deep, almost immediately. Green tried to roll away to change position, but Pimblett kept tightening the squeeze while also attacking the arm. Green passed out. The referee intervened at 3:22 of the first round. In the post-fight press conference, Paddy explained what he felt in real time.
Leg kicked him and he shot in, and I capitalised on it. I went guillotine, switched to triangle, and I ended up getting taken the arm as well.
Pimblett became the first fighter to ever submit Bobby Green inside the UFC octagon. That is not a small thing. That is a statement. So what actually separates Paddy Pimblett as a fighter? It is the combination of three things working together. First, his submission chain. He does not attack one move, he attacks a sequence. When you defend one thing, you are already inside the next trap. Second, his comfort in bad positions. He grew up on the bottom. Being in danger on the ground does not cause him to panic and make mistakes. It causes him to problem solve. Third, and perhaps most importantly, his composure when hurt. He was rocked in his UFC debut and came back to finish it.
Oh, the big right hand. Oh, Jimmy on the ropes. Oh!
He holds a finishing rate of 72%, with the majority of his finishes coming by submission. He has a professional record of 23 wins and 4 losses. He went on to stop Michael Chandler by TKO in the 3rd round.
There it is, the king of the north.
Dana White called him the real deal.
Paddy Pimblett showed tonight that he is the real deal.
He challenged for the interim UFC lightweight championship in January 2026, losing a competitive, unanimous decision to Justin Gaethje in a fight that earned both men a Fight of the Night bonus. The ceiling has not been found yet. Paddy Pimblett is not just a personality. He is a fighter with a second-degree black belt in BJJ, a granite chin, a submission game built from years of being the smallest man in the gym, and the mental composure to keep executing when everything is going wrong. The Liverpool crowd loves him. The critics watch him closely, and somewhere in the lightweight division, the best fighters in the world are figuring out how to solve a puzzle that does not have an easy answer. Paddy the Baddy is still here,